So let's talk about ideas. Let's talk about three universal hacks that apply to generating ideas. The first universal hack is quantity leads to quality. We need lots of ideas if we are going to get the breakthrough idea. We talked about this a little bit earlier that when people share ideas, they usually don't share fully formed ideas. They're not thought all the way through, they're not all ready to go, they're not mature. They're sharing fragments of ideas. And we take those fragments, put them together, and that's really what generates the big idea. Another other reasons why I say we can't really write big checks to people for sharing their ideas, because with the ultimate innovation, who really thought of the idea? Because we often take pieces from different people to put them together to come up with that breakthrough idea. The other challenge we have with ideas and the quantity is that people tend to fall in love with their first idea. Hey, I have one idea and I'm going to hold on to it for dear life. And that's the mistake. We don't want to own our ideas. At most, we want to lease them. They want to just come and go. We want to fall in love with the customer. We want to fall in love with the problem, but we don't really want to fall in love with the ideas, because if we hold on to them too tightly, we won't give them up when something new, something better comes along. This goes along with, well, that's the way we've always done it. This is my idea and I'm just not going to let it go. Second universal hack is to ink it when you think it. Ideas are fleeting. If we don't capture them when we have them, they won't be available to us when we need them. My office used to be about 20 miles away, and I was driving to my office one day and I had this Nobel Prize worthy idea. But I was only 5 minutes away from the office, so I thought, well, when I get to the office, I'll squirrel. And they weren't my idea. I have no idea what it was. So ever since then, especially if I'm driving, what I'll admit to is I take out my iPhone and I use the voice recorder and I voice record my idea instead of typing it. If I'm not driving and I'm not near a computer, I'll type it on my smartphone and just email it to myself and then collect all the ideas. What are you doing now to collect and curate all the ideas that you have, all the ideas that your company has? What method or process do you use to capture ideas so they're available when you need them? Imagine if you collected all the ideas that were generated over the past few years, especially the ones that you didn't develop right away, and you re-looked at those ideas in the context of today. Would those ideas be worth more or less than they were originally? We don't know, but it is likely that we've all heard of ideas that were ahead of their time. That, yeah, this idea was just too soon. Well, if you capture those too soon ideas and you go back and review them a year later, 2 years later, that's what I'm talking about, curating the ideas. You may find gems that are perfect for today, but had you not captured it, it wouldn't be available to you. So your own ideas, I strongly encourage you to save them somewhere: email, Slack, Word document, Excel spreadsheet, whatever works for you, a full-blown database. And certainly all the ideas generated by anyone in your company, hopefully they're submitted somewhere. Collect those ideas, give it a little evaluation. We'll talk about that. But have those ideas available. So next time you're saying we need an idea for X, you can go through old ideas and go, hey, this was just the perfect idea that we need. All right, the third universal hack is to collect first, then critique. It is virtually impossible to differentiate between good ideas and bad ideas in real time. Most of the time, people don't give us fully formed ideas. Just like your customers can't fully articulate their needs, our staff often cannot fully articulate their ideas. Ideas need time to mature. If we critique them too soon or too harshly, we turn off the idea generating faucet. People will no longer want to share their ideas because they perceived, whether you meant it or not, they perceived that their idea was slammed. And if you slam my ideas, I'm not going to share with you ever again. So we want to accept the ideas. If we don't understand them, which is not unusual, my favorite response is, help me connect the dots between the idea you just submitted and the goals we're trying to accomplish. Because maybe in your head you figured out, you connected the dots, but I didn't. So just help me understand. Help me understand how this works. And it's amazing how when you have a conversation, people expand on the ideas and suddenly they're not so stupid after all. They may be pretty breakthrough. The fun thing about ideas, especially breakthrough innovative ideas, they are new, so we don't have the metrics to judge them. We don't have what to compare them against because they're completely new ideas. If we judge ideas based on old metrics, then all new ideas look really stupid. Well, what do you mean you want to put liquid in this fuel tank and drive around something instead of putting a horse on the front of it to pull it around? What do you mean? Oh, now I get it because now I can go 40 miles a day instead of 20. Now I don't have to sit outside. Now I don't have to shovel manure. I can just leave my car in front of the office, hop in and drive home again. Okay, now I get it. But at first, cars were considered stupid. Cotton clothing was outlawed because somebody thought it was bad for you, so they outlawed cotton clothing. And, now look at it. We can go down the whole list of really crazy ideas. So we want to collect the ideas. If you withhold judgment, you also enable those people who are a little bit hesitant about speaking up. It gives them a chance to speak up also because they don't see that ideas, even that they think are dumb, aren't slammed. So, well, if you're not going to slam that idea, you're not going to slam mine either. This is a big part of culture of just getting people to feel comfortable with sharing their ideas. That they go, okay, well, I'll take a risk, I'll share.